Hello and welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here before, I'm very glad to have you. Today I'm going to do a tutorial. I am going to be using a technique where you put washi tape down on anything you don't want to be colored, and then you stamp the heck out of anything that you do want to be colored. I'm in a slightly different workspace right now, and my dinner is in the oven, and so if the lighting changes or whatever, that's why. But because I don't think I can do this in one sitting, but we'll see what happens. So what I'm going to be using is this stuff called Distress ink. You get it with one of these little stamper things. They're available at Michael's. Each one has a little pad that goes with the ink. You use this Velcro deal to stamp. But because this tutorial is hopefully for anybody, I've come up with several alternatives to this specific distress ink setup. And so if you don't want to invest any money at the beginning, you can do these things. I'll be using, this is just a makeup foam blender, makeup blender. That's what it is. So it's a makeup blender. I had it not leftover, but it was an extra one in a pack that I had gotten. And then also this is just basic cotton rounds. I think you could use cotton balls, but this is what I had on hand. I didn't have any cotton balls, so I'll be using this. And then I'll be using, I don't even know where this is from. You guys, this is like a really old pad of ink. Maybe this company is still around. I don't know. And then this one, which says cyan, I don't know. It's not, it's like a bronze. It's a copper color. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'm going to be using these along with this Ranger ink Distress ink. And so if you want to recreate it, but you don't want to have to spend the money on these sets, which I think they come in sets of 3. These were a gift to me from my mother-in-law. But if you don't want to spend the money on that, I'll be showing you how I'll use these other relatively common household items along with it. While I'm starting to get set up and everything, I want to say thank you to everyone who recreated the washi tape border in my last tutorial. I am beyond pleased with how many people have tagged me in their recreations and everything. I'm going to be showcasing some up in the corner, however I can point it. If I missed yours, I really apologize. It was overwhelming how many people shared them with me, and it made me really, really happy every single time. In the future, if you end up doing any of my recreations from my tutorials, be sure and tag me in the comments and in the picture so that I can find it when I go back later to post pictures of your recreations in my next videos. So I will be using, I'm going to do kind of like a space galaxy theme. And I recently ordered this kit from Planning with Kay, who is one of the people that is so good about shouting out to the people in her community. I just love her kits. They're super affordable for the amount of things that you get. They're not made for passion planners. They're made for bullet journals. This, just so you know, like, this is the freebie sheet. Look at all that. They're made for bullet journaling, but I've had a lot of success adapting them to my passion planner. And so I'm going to be using this color scheme, and, you know, these stickers in various places. So this is the palette that I'm going off of. But I'm going to be using the Distress ink to completely change what my planner looks like. I just kind of wanted to give you a heads up about like the direction that I'm going in. I'm getting ahead of myself, mostly because I'm talking as I do this. I don't need the ink yet. You're going to want to get some washi tape that you don't absolutely love, because you're not actually going to keep it in there. So I've just picked a few things. These all came from either like Amazon or Michael's. I'm not going to use any of my like sentimental washi tape. And I'm going to go around and washi tape anywhere that I want to stay the original color. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then I will pop back on. I'm going to leave this place white, this space white, and then everywhere where the washi tape is going to be the gray or whatever color it originally was. I can move my washi tape. I just dropped some down far away. Goodbye, washi. The next step is to get your ink. I'm going to be using a combination of colors that kind of go with these colors from Kayla's set. Washi graveyard. Use it. Can't take it with you, people. I'm going to be using this purple for sure. This to add some like bronzy colors. And then since it is the night sky, I'm going to be using this black. Put it here so you can see all the different stamps I'm going to use. This black, this blue, probably use this blue. And then I'm also going to use, if I can get it out. Why is it doing that? This yellow and this green, which might not seem like it goes with this, but it gives it this like really neat nebula type feel. And so that's what I'm going to be going for. I'm going to do it with first this stamp to show you, and then I will break in and show you how I can do it with these other two types of stamps and ink. When I do this, I start with the lightest colors, so I'm going to actually be starting with the yellow. And just don't be afraid when you do it. That's the like best advice I can give people. Next, I'm going to do this green color. So as I branch out from the lighter to the darker, I'm sort of overlapping the darker colors and then making them a little bit wider than the lighter colors. Eventually, most of this is going to have quite a bit of the darkest color on it, the black, because I want it to really look like the night sky, but that's sort of how I branch it out. We will get a little bit messy. Okay, next, I'm going to go ahead and show you all the two different other like cheaper options. Granted, the distress ink isn't super expensive or anything, but I'm someone who jumps into a new hobby, buys all of the things, and then doesn't always follow through. So this is kind of a cheaper way for you to try it out and see if you like it. I'm going to do this bright blue. And here's just a cotton swab. It's just one of those cheap, I don't know, for makeup remover. Cotton round is what it's called. And I'm essentially just going to do the same thing. So you can see the main difference with the two is this one definitely picks up where your fingers are. So like as I do it, you can see the two spots of where my fingers are because it's not this perfectly round system. But if you spend enough time on it, this works just perfectly fine. It would take a little longer, I feel like, using this one to get it all smoothed out, but it's a totally fine option. I don't recommend with this ink, like, rubbing it around because it gets kind of a weird streaky thing. It's definitely meant to be dabbed, but it's totally doable with one of these. I feel like a cotton ball itself, like just a plain cotton ball, might be even better. This is just what I had on hand, and I wanted to show you guys that it worked well too. Next, I'm going to do the makeup blender with the purple. Okay, so you can see this one works fine. I will say that both this method and this method are a lot messier than this method when it comes to how much ink is on my hands. But as long as you don't mind, that's fine. Where this almost gave too much texture, this one is pretty smooth. But you can also see the edges of it. And so, you know, either one is fine, but you have to kind of work around to really get the full technique. But like I said, if you've got some ink pads sitting around at home, and you want to give it a shot, there's no reason not to try just regular ink. Just know you kind of have to work it a little bit more. This is made for this type of technique, and so it makes it a little bit easier, but it's totally doable both ways. Hey, okay, I'm back after a couple of days. Hopefully the lighting isn't like too wonky. But I also, that explains my, I mean, they're poorly done, but my change of nail polish. I just, you know, have stuff other than planner things to do, believe it or not. It's also early in the morning, so I am drinking coffee rather than beer, which is what I had earlier. It did not take me a full 48 hours to film this. Anyway, I think I'm going to do some more purple. No joke, someone just rode a John Deere tractor past my house. Since I'm going to speed this up, I will, at the end, let you all know how much time this actually took, because it takes a lot longer than it might look, but it's worth it to me. I think it's kind of therapeutic, and it's relaxing, and I like this creative part of it. So just so you know, it does take a while. This is going to be dark, because I'm really wanting to go for the night sky galaxy effect. You can definitely do this technique with other lighter things, and I'll do a tutorial on that in a future date, but don't be afraid of the darkness. I don't know if I said it before, but I'm going to be using a white gel pen to write, and so it's okay for it to be really dark. Okay, so I am done with the inking part, and now comes the fun part where I pull up the washi tape. Every once in a while the washi tape might rip, but that's what stickers are for, is to cover those things up, so I usually don't even worry about it. so that is my Distress Ink Galaxy. It'll look even cooler when I add some stickers, and I'm going to use this white gel pen to mark all of my appointments and the things that are happening for me this week, and probably to do some sort of drawing in the space of infinite possibilities. If you enjoyed that, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up, and if you recreate this, please be sure and tag me on Instagram so that I can feature it in my next tutorial video, because I love doing that. It's very fun. There is a link in the description below for the gel pens and other supplies that I used in case you're interested in purchasing any of it. But again, you can just use regular stamps and stamp pads and, you know, cotton balls or whatever. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you want to see it all finished and nice and pretty and laid out, you can check out my Instagram. It's at plannerflotsam. Have an awesome day.